large-scale, intense clashes have broken out between terrorists, some of them funded by Iran, and the Palestinian Authority's security forces, which has led to some confusion with people asking why are Palestinians now fighting Palestinians and how Israel is involved or connected to all of this, and we'll try to make sense of this somewhat complex situation. So first of all, let's just sum up what happened these past days, and if you want to read in more detail about it, you can click the link here and read on allisrael.com more in detail of what happened. But just summing up, so the Palestinian security forces, the security forces of the Palestinian Authority, which controls large areas, including most of the urban centers in Judea and Samaria, they started an operation in the town of Jenin. Jenin is at the northernmost, almost at the northernmost tip of Samaria. And over the past couple of years, several armed groups, some of them affiliated with Hamas, some with Palestinian Islamic Jihad, and others are just local forces, have really gained control over the city of Jenin and pushing out the Palestinian Authority, which is supposed to control the area according to the Oslo Accords that the PA and Israel signed in the 90s. So now the Palestinian Authority tries to re-establish its control over these centers, and especially the Jenin refugee camp, one of the so-called refugee camps which were created for people who fled from areas that today are Israel or other nearby areas when the state was established, or some of them also fled after the Six-Day War. And they settled there at the beginning as refugees, but now these camps are basically just very dense, very tangled urban environments, very dense neighborhoods, and in these really narrow alleyways, the fighting broke out when the Palestinian Authority, around 5 days ago, just before the weekend, started its operation, which it calls Defend the Homeland. The Palestinian security forces entered the town of Jenin and the so-called camp, as I mentioned. They started encircling the camp a couple of days ago, then started encircling and besieging hospitals where terrorists had hidden and also stored weapons and such. And then over the past 2 days, there have been many reports of intense clashes in the streets of Jenin and the camp. And so far, the reports say that 3 terrorists were killed, including a high-ranking commander of the local forces, and around 20 people were wounded, including apparently civilians.